Now we got to do
We live?
yeah, we live. Now we got to do the share thing.
Yeah.
Oh boy! Wow! Instantly popped up two people on. Cool.
Two people.
We're getting famous. We got two people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was telling Wintus when so during the show today, the morning bump, I was part of it on the phone with a realtor. This one in Florida, and she goes, "Oh, where are you coming from?" Uh, Michigan, Flint. She goes, "Really? There's a lot of podcasts around there. I've seen one or two." I'm sitting here going,
Mm-hmm.
"Do I bring up morning bump? Do I ask if she watches that?" Uh,
Hmm.
that would be hilarious. Share meow.
So this is kind of, let me see, authorized school choice tax credit and K-12 scholarships. Authorized school choice tax credit. Wouldn't that mean you,
Hey, mama, cool.
you get a tax credit? I don't know. I'm just digging in.
Authorized school choice would be
The school you can attend, you can, as long as you can provide transportation for your child to go to a
hmm,
school, they can go to school in Alaska every day if you choose to,
it would be
or
within the
just
state of
within the
Michigan.
state. Yeah, let me
Yeah,
let me take that back. So Zilwaukee, if you know,
I don't even know where the hell that's at, but
that's on the other
yes,
side of Bay City.
then yes.
So there's a tax she voted. She did not vote to authorize school choice tax credit. All right, yo, I'm just
I mean,
looking up.
that's a Republican deal. Republicans,
Yeah.
Republicans, conservatives really support that.
Well, I know at the
RJ.
school, the Flint schools, we just voted to have our school um, be a school choice district, so we could try to raise our enrollment.
Yeah.
So
RJ's sitting there saying that I scare them when my face just pops up. I know. It's crazy. My wife actually wakes up to this in the mornings.
what's up, everybody? I'm being a producer for the day, so
We're gonna try to get him in front of the camera. We'll see if we can get it.
yeah, it's kind of hard being in front of the camera and behind the camera. So I'm just the voice today. I'm the guy. What microphone am I? I'm on three. Say something, Trevor.
Hello.
Okay, you're on four. All right, so
I can't count.
you, I'll put two down. Okay.
They say they don't have enough representation of Republicans helping with voting poll centers. So yeah, let's face it, the Flint is a very Democrat strong area, but right outside Flint, there's a lot of Republican folk.
Most of them are
Yeah.
outside of Flint. Are
So like what really caught me this morning was Mr. Dominic saying that the board of canvassers is two Republicans, two Democrats.
yeah.
Where do the independents get any representation here?
I
And
don't.
then you know what? If you have two saying yes and two saying no, you got a deadlock. You need a fifth.
Right, but here's the thing. I also paid attention to when he was saying that we need people from Argentina to come to Flint and people from Flint to come to Argentina. But keeping in mind that most people in Argentina are Republicans, strong Trump area. Ain't nobody going from Flint out there to from Democratic Flint out to Argentine Township to tell them that they can't do something at a voting poll. And it's like, but we already see, no, ain't nobody going out there from Flint to do that. We know how some crazy some of these people can be. So I agree that that's how it should be and that's how it is, but ain't that many people jumping up from Flint to go out there to
Ain't
tell
that
them
many
that they
from out
can't
there wanting to
want to
come in
come here
either.
either. You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
when you talk to more rural Republicans, like very much I was before I moved here,
Mm-hmm.
city that's where crime happens. That
I ain't
the
going there.
city,
Yeah.
that's where people are.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep with my coyotes rolled up in a hay bale because it got too stupid in front of the tractor type deal.
Yeah, no, and I'm not saying that to be a pessimistic. I'm just being a realist. Like, there's either side isn't jumping up to go out to, that extreme opposite just to, on election day. That's just not.
I mean, it'd be cool if the more moderates from both parties
Can
could
meet,
swap.
yeah, and swap up, yeah.
You know, like, all right, so moderate Democrat going to go out there to Trump country. Okay, cool, fine, dandy. Hey guys, this is incorrect. We probably need to fix this for X, Y, and Z. And then a moderate Republican come in here like, hey guys, you probably should seal 6 of those 8 boxes so those votes actually count.
Right.
You know, that'd be cool.
Right. So, I mean, and this is, I'm just trying to be real about the situation.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Well, as it is, how do I put it? Real life is seldom what we imagine it should be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, I imagine a place where people over 65 don't have to pay taxes. I mean, if you are federally retired, if you're on Social Security, why is the government giving you money to give to the government? That makes no fucking sense.
What's that again?
If you're on Social Security, so you don't have income tax because most money that comes from the government is untaxable, right? But you still have property tax. You still have registration fees. Stephen Smith show last night. Whoa.
What happened?
Democrats are asking Trump so hard about his hush money case when they know that's all they can attack him about. They act like Bill Clinton, who they loved, wasn't paying people hush money when he was having sex in the Oval Office with another woman. The crazy thing about how many cases does he have right now? 4?
Who?
Trump.
I don't know.
Yeah. One of those was the woman that said he slept with her, right? That was disproven. And then she sued him for defamation because he said, I've never met this woman. She's like, that's defamation. Gets slammed with a lawsuit. Like, goddamn. Saying you don't know someone now is defamation of character.
I'm going to see if I can come around.
Yeah.
This way and get on camera without.
Yeah.
Mess it up something.
I mean, we do it like this. We don't have to worry about me kicking cables, you kicking cables, kicking cables. Yeah, we did not set it like we just walked in and got right on camera, guys.
Right in, so. Sorry, y'all. Nothing was set up. It was all set up for the bump this morning.
I'll get the camera and shift it gently.
No, I'm thinking group.
Or I can shift. Yeah. Oh, you're just gonna shift the camera? Okay.
Yeah.
See, we got it worked out. We're figuring it out. A little bit more so you can't. Nah. A little bit more so you can't hide by the wall, though. Especially when I get off tangent. Like, we all know when Clack's off the plane, guys, because he just tries to bury himself in the wall. Like, nope.
My name's Clack, and I ain't said Jack.
You ever use that line on a cop?
Nope. Hold on, so I'll be on mic too, so I'm gonna put that one up a little bit.
Thought that'd be absolutely hilarious. My name's Clack, and I ain't saying Jack.
I don't know, Jack. What's up, y'all? It seemed like it's been so camera. Long since I've been on camera. So, what's up, Chia? So, now that I'm a candidate, I just was,
he's fully on the ballot, guys.
Yeah, so I was doing a little bit of oppositional research, and oops, let me turn that down. I always got to be me doing it. And so, something by me being an athlete student coming out of high school,
not a student athlete or a scholar athlete. You were definitely an athlete first.
Yeah, I was an athlete scholar. I wish that something like the name, image, and likeness program, or however that situation goes, existed back then, because you got people that had their Heisman trophies taken away for receiving gifts. Reggie Bush, and you've got like people like the Fab Five from Michigan that got their national championship snatched away from receiving gifts, allegedly, but they still got their stuff snatched away. But now we've got athletes that are coming out of high school that are eligible to receive contracts from said companies like Gatorade or Nike or Adidas or Puma and that's directly incorporated by their name, image, and likeness. So if Trevor Berryhill is good at, I don't know,
I was a decent
downhill
baseball player.
skiing or baseball,
God damn, you give me the whitest sport
No,
ever, bro.
well, no, I was gonna say ping pong because that's the first thing that came in my mind. But okay, but let's just say if Trevor Berryhill's a number one ranked basketball player in the state of Michigan, and Nike's interested in giving Trevor a scholarship. I mean, a contract.
Yeah.
Our state representative voted against that. So high school students are, she voted against high school students being able to receive compensation for their name, image, and likeness. So if you are a phenom athlete, like let's just say, what's his name? My son watches this little kid that's 13 out in California that plays football, and this kid, I mean, he's got a couple different contracts with, I don't know, Under Armour and Gatorade or stuff like that. So the kid's going to school every day, but he's getting paid, a couple $100,000 a year.
He's got a financial,
Bunchy. His name is Bunchy.
Financial stability going into adulthood now. Yeah. Because he's done hard work on the field and that's paying off in advertisement and such. Okay.
Right. So I just think that if me, myself, as a parent and coach and trainer of my son, you know what I mean? Like I put a lot of time and effort into training my son. It would be cool if he was able to receive, some type of, where we could, everybody doesn't think like me, but I would put some of his, most of his money away for college and maybe after college or whatever. But I just think it should be open to the parent or.
I mean, yeah.
They should at least have the ability to.
You'll always hear me advocate for state being less in my fucking business.
Right.
So the state telling me what I can and cannot do with my child in terms of my child's financial security, you're going to hear me say fuck off. Mm-hmm. I mean, in very resounding, very strong terms. Like, no, this is my child. My child and I have been working toward a certain goal for X amount of time. If my child is performing to the point where they're receiving national recognition and a paycheck, that's what I want. How is the state, Michigan or the state, as in national, going to step in and tell me that my child could not, doesn't qualify for that?
But that's another thing that's wrong with the state of Michigan as far as athletics goes, because Michigan does not allow its high school students to play football games or to play sports events outside of the state. Like a Texas will have a football game with the Florida team, or a Texas and this California team might play, or California is always playing teams from Oregon or, Arizona. Well,
Oregon is just Northern California. So, well, but yeah.
Right. So, Michigan, it doesn't even have that option. So I'd like to see something with that change, because when you play the best, when you have your best athletes playing the best athletes from another state, that for one, it's a high platform right there. And you're going to see, these people hopefully at the next level playing in college at some point or another, even if they may happen to make it to pro. So I just think it's for people like student scholars or scholar students, or however you want to put it, people that play sports, they should have the best ability or opportunity to showcase their athletic ability is what I think.
Yeah. And, going on my competitive streak, like I've been playing 40K competitively for about 2 years now. I just went on a rampage this week, 4 for 5, right? I get better when I play good opponents. So the best in our state going out of state and playing the best in that state, even if it's just one game, they push themselves harder and they get better. And they get to accomplish personal goals that they may have set for themselves because, I may be fast as hell, but this guy running behind me wanting to put my face in the turf, he's fast too. I'm going to move just a little bit faster, right. It'd be great to see that. And the fact that just got stymied and limited because of a stupid law that was backed by our current state rep, that kind of hurts. And then it's almost like saying, just going on the financial side, it's like saying, no, you can't do well for yourself.
Or
let's
your family.
Have a nanny state take care of you for you. Like, get the hell out of here.
The closest now there are different options. Like you have AAU, the Amateur Athletic Union, which you still, is at a whole bunch of different sports that they like, oversee. I know myself, my son, he runs AAU track, and my daughter ran AAU track, and I played AAU basketball. And you do, after you qualify, you do go out of state and play. Like maybe you might qualify for the nationals or a regional program, a tournament or something like that. And it might be Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, or Pennsylvania. That might be a region or something like that. But all in all, you have to. That's extracurricular. That's stuff that you got to pay for as a parent. That's not. That's not stuff that's free.
Also, Michigan should never lose to Ohio
in anything. I don't care if it's badminton. I don't care if it's checkers or Chinese checkers or tic-tac-toe, or I don't even care what it is. Beat Ohio at everything.
Bury those Ohioans.
But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. There's something else that about her voting record that I wanted to. I don't mean to be disrespectful by saying her. Representative,
because you are primarying, and this is, as far as I know, the only other Democrat on the ballot. Yeah. Obviously, there's still a little bit of time, and records take a while to keep up. I've been checking. So right now, in my head, this is a 1v1. Mm-hmm. You're not meaning to be disrespectful by saying her. Saying her is completely acceptable because there's only one right now.
Right. So this is another one. This is Senate 2021, Senate Bill 565, Public Act 53. Appropriate federal money to water programs. Our state representative did not vote, but it passed 95-7. That was March 24th, 2022. We are still in the water crisis, right?
I'd say we are. Did Cherry also vote on that?
I don't know,
because
I looked up her
at the House side, yeah.
But it says it was Senate Bill 565. So
yeah, it started in the Senate. Anyone in the comments, if you don't mind, could you look up Mr. Cherry's vote on that? Because he's bailed us out before when it came to our state
legacy rep. With the one was the legacy. The city legacy tax, right, or city legacy fund, or whatever it was.
The legacy fund, yeah. The city was going to miss out massively on that because our state rep was not present for the vote at all, period. And he looked at it, and I've told the story several times. He looked at it and he goes, "Why is Flint not on this list?" Mm-hmm. And he took his pen and he jotted Flint in there, and he had them rewrite it. And it slipped by everyone because our state rep was not there. Well, that's one of the worst attendance records of all time.
That's funny because not too long ago, as far as the school district goes, our superintendent had a meeting with the senator about our debt relief, about relieving us from our debt, and the mayor contacted us, a certain board member, about he and his wife attending this meeting, which they weren't invited to.
I just heard he got kicked out of another, well, not kicked out, refused to allow to speak at another meeting. I think it was the
UAW.
No, Michigan Arab Union.
Oh,
they said, no, we don't want you speaking here. You can attend all you want. We would love your support, but we're doing our own thing.
Right.
Which I find to be absolutely hilarious. However,
well, let's see what House Bill 5054 was. It says spending in current fiscal year, and our state rep voted against it, but it passed 70-31. Let me see.
Has she introduced anything this time?
No.
Of course not.
No, but she sponsored 35. I mean, yes, co-sponsored 35.
Yeah, that's just someone else doing the writing. They needed someone's signature to make it seem more legitimate. Right. Like, hey, she'll sign it. She's trying to seem relevant. Cynthia.
Let me see what that one was. I just get real inquisitive about certain things, and I'm like, well, let me just look up and see what this says. And then it's like, when you just look up, Cynthia Neely and infrastructure, nowhere does it say anything about water.
No. Well, remember, according to her husband, our water's just fine. Anyway.
But she did vote on something for Mackinac for the Mackinac Bridge.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know what that has to do with Flint, but that's cool. I mean, that's awesome. I think.
Yeah, Mackinac Bridge is cool. It's just 3 hours out the way.
It seems to be a
North.
tourist trap.
Yeah, of course it's a
Why does all
tourist
the money
attraction.
in Michigan go north?
I
It's like
mean,
Michigan's the exact opposite of Flint. All the money in Flint stays away from the north. All the money in Michigan goes to the north.
well, it's an outdoorsman state, so everything
Yeah.
from skiing to hunting to you know
Bug hunting. Yeah, no, when I
everything
go camping
fishing.
in the summer, I usually go up to Grayling, right
Hmm.
outside the.
There used to be an army base there.
There still is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
they broke my back.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
it's
It's funny when my mom was doing something with the Michigan Education Association. She was at a conference up there, and they had tanks, and they let me get in the tank, and I shot an M60, and that's the one that Rambo had when he's got all the bullets around his neck.
yep.
I shot one of them.
That's the grandpa to my 240 Bravo.
Yeah, I shot one of them. I was laying on the ground.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
shoot that thing standing.
Yeah, I was
It'll
laying
put
the
you on
ground.
your ass.
But yeah, so those were just a couple of things. I just wanted to ask. I wanted to question today about my opponent and her voting record or lack thereof. Still, there's over 200 plus missed votes.
Damn, I wish I could miss. God, that's over half a legislative season. I wish.
Well, there could, in all
still
actuality,
working.
just being fair, there could be a particular session when there's or a day when there's 15 or 20 different things to be voted on.
Okay.
5 or 10 or but
I
this just being
wish
fair.
I could miss that much work and not get fired.
Well, yeah.
Well, we're about to see if she gets fired.
Hopefully she does.
No. All right, so it is the 17th of April. 2 days ago was tax day.
Mm-hmm.
So how does taxes work, right? Income wise, you have a chunklet taken out of your paycheck, and then sometime between the release of the W-2 and April 15th, you have to do all this paperwork, you have to do all this math, you have to send it in, and the IRS, or in this case the state, will tell you right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And you can be wrong in two different ways. If you overpay, they'll never tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can underpay
and they
by a
want
little
their money.
bit, and they give you this letter, this strongly worded letter that says, hey, give us the rest of our money. Mm-hmm. Or you can just skip straight to, oh, fuck, and here comes some nice guys with some nice big guns and some nice big badges pounding on your door, right? Mm-hmm. Here's the kicker. They already know exactly how much you owe. Why don't they just send you a bill? This isn't a second grade math test. That's something I'd like to see come out of our state, because federal, they've already written that out. The lobbyist won, H&R Block won. They've made it to where the U.S. government is legally not allowed to do that. The state hasn't said anything as such. I'd like to see the state say, you know what? Instead of pandering to these multi-billion-dollar companies, mm-hmm. instead of kneeling to and propping them up, because I'm a pure capitalist, right? Which means if a company or an idea cannot stand on its own to make profit, if it needs government help, it doesn't need to exist. Mm-hmm. So if the government just says, hey, you made X amount last year, our cut of that is this amount. All they do is send you a letter, basically a little invoice receipt. You either select, yes, I will pay this much, and sign and give them a check or your debit card, or you say, no, I don't believe this is correct. I'm using itemized deduction, and then you go through the extra steps. Mm-hmm. That would make everyone's life so much easier. And do you know how much people actually spend a year going to like tax services?
Oh no, I don't know, but I could only imagine.
Like $400, $500, $600, depending on your refund, and that is for both federal and state. Now, you kick off the state part of that, you just saved everyone bucks.
I thought you were asking about statewide, how much people pay. But
Oh no,
okay.
like
You mean just to
on
file
the
your
individual
taxes?
basis.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Because
right.
that's how I feel government should be, looking at the individual and how everything impacts the individual.
Mhm.
Because if you just go, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, you are leaving a large portion of the people out.
Right.
Like that would be something amazing to me. And then on the back end of that, like I started saying earlier,
Thanks to you. What's up, Sean?
if you are of the age of retirement where you're receiving Social Security, you don't pay income taxes anymore. Okay, cool, fine. You also shouldn't be paying property taxes. Because why is the government paying you just to pay the government? You are of the age of just relax and chill. Worked your ass off for 40, 50 years. And now you're having to say you get Social Security, right? Social Security is a very mixed bag. My ma, before she passed, she worked 40 years, no, 36 years as a nurse. She was only receiving like 1,500 a month from Social Security.
Mhm.
So, okay, that was barely enough to cover the bills. How she's supposed to set anything aside for property taxes?
Right.
Okay, and the way things are today with inflation and you know, just rising cost of living, there is no real room for saving anymore. There really isn't.
But that's the part that makes me upset is because we forgot to turn the light on.
I got it.
No, I mean we're
Okay.
already halfway through a show now, so
I don't know. I can't do math.
I just happen to be looking over there like why is what makes me upset is that I don't know how many billions of dollars that we've sent to Ukraine. I don't know how many billions of
Too much billion.
right. I was gonna say that's like too many billions. We've sent money to or weapons to Israel and everywhere else around the country.
I'm still
And
tripping balls because the past 4 presidents have given money to Iran, right?
mhm,
One of them was a giant ass fucking pallet. Literally billions of dollars cash in a pallet dropped
that
to
dropped
Iran.
up yeah.
That money got funneled to Iran's proxy subsidies who were fighting with Israel. But we were giving money to Israel. So
Excuse me.
I saw this wonderful meme.
We
It was
funding
the
both
Iron
sides of the war.
Yeah, it was the Iron Dome going off, right?
Hmm.
And shooting down rockets, but it said my tax money. And then it showed the rockets coming in. It said also my tax money.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But that's the part that pisses me off is that these countries are not sending us money when we're over here in a big old
And that's just the
inflation
military spending. Hell, do you know in military aid we give North Korea or no, North Vietnam, so just Vietnam now, $75,000 a year. Now that doesn't sound like much, but we're also not very friendly with them. We give military funding to China.
like see, and they're the ops. They're getting
Yeah,
ready to go to war against
I'm
us. Like
still tripping balls. Like, why are we giving money of any sort to countries whose motto is "Death to America"? Why am I giving you money if you're? Why am I feeding you, or why am I giving you guns if you're chanting "Death to me"? No.
why are we doing it anyway when everybody like I remember here's the thing. This is the crazy part about it. I remember when I graduated from high school, and I hate going back down memory lane because I be getting tired of my mom and dad saying, back in my day, but I remember gas was $1.25. You know what I mean? I remember if you put $20 in your tank, you was doing something. You know what I mean? Like you were doing something. Like all of a sudden after 9/11, and that was 24, 23 years ago,
Mhm.
ain't no gas prices been down since then.
No.
Everything has gone up.
Hell, I remember while Bush was in office. God, so it was like 2007, right before I joined the army, my senior year of high school. My dad had read something in the news, and he goes, "All right, gas prices are about to go the fuck up."
mm-hmm.
He sends me in the white merit pest control truck, or no, the green merit pest control truck. He sends my mom in the suburban and my aunt in another personal car, down, or no, in the white pest control truck, down to what is now a Speedway. I think it was a Mustang back then, to fill up all 3 tanks. Because come midnight that night, we saw $1.20 raise in gas prices per gallon.
When the fuck? Excuse me. When did there become a shortage of chickens?
Shit. Dude, it's the same with beef right now.
When did there become a shortage of cows? Like, when did chickens just all of a sudden just say, I'm not gonna lay eggs every day. I'm laying eggs twice a week now.
Yeah, right.
So now my eggs are like $5 a piece. Like, like, this is the stuff that pisses me off.
And milk is more expensive than a gallon of gas right now.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, when did cows just say, you know what, I'm only giving milk twice a week now.
Right.
Like, this milk ain't that no more. Like, you're gonna have to pay top dollar for this milk.
And then it gets even funnier. So the stuff that I usually avoid, like, I hate things that come out of a box for dinner, like hamburger helper, shit like that.
Yeah.
Hardly any nutritional value.
At all.
See people who eat that constantly who plump up in weight, right? So that, you see, has gone up in price. And then it was really funny. 3 weeks ago, I went to Walmart. 2 boxes both say family size. Both say the same price. One is much larger than the other.
Yeah.
Like, what? So even the crap that you wouldn't feed your chickens is now more expensive, and they're giving you less of it.
Yeah, I know, Miss Jackson, they blaming it on COVID, but they done got their COVID money back times 10 by now.
They are blaming everything on COVID still.
Like, well,
why can't we fix our roads? COVID. That was like 2 years ago.
And the roads are outside.
Right.
The roads.
Anna, you are on to something there. Do you know who the biggest farmland owner in the United States is?
China?
Bill Gates.
Oh, okay, I was going to say.
Bill Gates. China's right behind him, but yeah. Bill Gates owns the most farmland in America. And he has been reducing the amount of productivity on them. Piecemeal. He's also the same guy who advocates for population control. So I don't know what we expected.
And that's the crazy part about it, because I know we do population control here for deer. We do population control for mice and rats and stuff like that. Like, population control for people is like genocide. Yeah.
It literally is. I mean, fun fact, scary fact, horrible fact about everyone's favorite.
This is just me, Kevin. I just said, I'm sorry. I just sometimes.
Oh, you
plus, I'm a candidate now.
You gotta look snazzy. Just like when I was running around with my red polo all the time and I cut my beard.
I gotta be,
I get to look doofy now. Anyway, so fun fact, disappointing fact, really actually scary fact. Bill and Melinda Gates were advocating for population control starting in Africa.
With the AIDS thing, right? Didn't that have something to do with the AIDS?
Because of AIDS, but they were also talking about sterilization and mass abortion. And then they moved that up to Europe, and then they've started moving things here, and now we're looking at food shortages.
That sounds like that experiment that was in what was this, Tennessee and North Carolina back in the 60s, where they were sterilizing the young girls.
It gets even worse than that in the United States. In the 1940s and 30s, they were giving young African American men trying to plan a family syphilis.
Syphilis, yeah, that was the Tuskegee experiment. And then they were giving them the placebo. Half of them got a placebo and half of them got the actual antidote. Not antidote.
It'd be antibiotics. Syphilis is a bacterial infection.
But yeah, that's how they found out that you can go blind if you don't.
Thank you, RJ. RJ went up and looked up Cherry's vote on that. It was a yes, by the way.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, like, that is a trip to me. And we're all talking about, like, oh, things are horrible. Like, this is controlled. I mean, right now our gas prices are very high. Why? Well, one, we keep on poking the bear in the Middle East and pissing everyone off. Who wants to drill for our oil when we are constantly...
Who are these OPEC dudes? That's who I want to know. Let's go get the OPEC. Let's ride on the OPEC dudes, because they keep on changing the oil prices. Let's go find out who they are. I want to know.
That's easy. It's Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, I knew it.
Kuwait, Now Iraq again. Iran has dropped out. Russia, Ukraine, oddly enough, and I believe Argentina is being brought in on it.
Okay.
So the largest oil producing countries in the world. Now, fun fact: the reason that we kicked the dog shit out of Saddam Hussein in the '90s is because he was messing with Kuwaiti oil tankers.
Which is why he burned them all on fire when he put them all in.
He set all the fields on fire, but
Yeah.
the oil tankers themselves he started to attack. Kuwait was not part of OPEC at the time, and they were lowering the world's gas prices. Saddam Hussein and Iran at that point as well, or a few years earlier, when we sank half their navy for pissing us off, committed the cardinal sin of the 20th century, which was raising gas prices. And then they got a whole bunch of freedom. Yep, Brazil as well.
Yeah.
My brother actually works in the oil industry, so he knows quite well.
This is like that's the this is the craziest part about it is they're making the oil or producing, I don't want to say making it, but they're producing the oil and then they're charging us god awful prices for it. And then we're paying the two of the countries to fight each other.
Mhm.
We're fighting another one of the countries. And
Yeah. We are tripping balls. Like, seriously. Middle East is by far the largest producers, but South America's got some massive oil fields. Brazil actually has the largest oil deposit in the world underneath the Amazon rainforest, but thankfully they're not going to go get that because the Amazon rainforest needs to be protected.
and they're scared of them big ass snakes.
Big ass snake, dude. Jaguars are fucking.
I'd take my chance with a jaguar with them big ass snakes. I'm not.
A jaguar will bite off the back of your skull cap. It is literally designed to kill crocodilians with one bite to the back of the skull.
You've seen the movie Anaconda?
Yep.
There you go.
But anyway, like all these countries are producing oil, right? And then we go into their home, kick up that nest, and say, keep producing. They don't want to.
Why would they?
Yeah, like, hey, I've got guys shooting each other in my country. I kind of got to fix this first. And then, of course, US being the US goes, hey, we have some companies that do it while you fix your stuff. They've recently started saying, go fuck yourself. Since something happened in 2003, something about regional power being overthrown by a coalition of countries. I don't know. Weird.
Well, wait a minute, Des. Hey, the one in the movie wasn't scared of no humans.
Yeah, the one in the movie, like it threw up a dude, and as he hit the deck, he winked. He like,
yeah.
No, I watch too much Casual Geographic. I love that guy. He is absolutely hilarious, and he goes on about jaguars like they are insane. You're not safe in the trees. You're not safe on the ground. Hell, you're not even safe in the water.
Have you noticed that's the one scary movie that the black dude ended? Didn't Ice Cube make it to the end of that movie?
I believe he did. And then
Mateo didn't.
There was one underwater. God, I can't remember. It's something to do with sharks, like smart sharks.
Ice Cube was in it?
Not Ice Cube, but the black guy survived in that one too. It was a horror movie and he survived. That's strange for Hollywood. A horror movie, and B, a horror movie set underwater with a black guy that survives. Because they always play for those stereotypes.
Yeah, you might remember the first one to go.
Uh-oh. Check it out. It'll scare the hell out of you. What do we...
I don't want to get scared, though.
Hit the like button? No, hitting the like button won't scare you. Meanwhile, in Flint, they poison the water and are trying to make living conditions too deadly for undesirables to survive. That is too true.
Like, what else? What? No, this is a question that what else could the state representative have done outside of allocate funds that have been mismanaged when they got to the city of Flint? But as far as the water crisis goes, because all I could see is get some type of investigation going that is already done. Nobody's been charged. All the charges have been dropped. So what? That's my question to myself. Like, what else could I do?
Impeach Snyder, even though he's out of office. If he's found culpable and at fault, the state legislature, being the House, could say, yes, we are impeaching with enough votes. the Senate could say, yes, we find him guilty and revoke all of his pensions. It's not jail time, but the man's going to have to work for a living. And he'd have to do back pay on the pensions that he's already been paid.
No, Jessica, I understand that the DA dropped the ball. I'm just saying if I'm so
like he's not running for DA.
Yeah,
or
like
AG,
if I was to be elected as state representative, what all I could do, to rehash this whole water thing, because it's not over and it ain't going anywhere, and we ain't getting no money. So
yeah, I mean, you're not. Flint just isn't. I already know my kids aren't receiving a cent.
mm-hmm.
Both of them. I mean, both of them are now 18, not receiving a cent. So they're going to keep pushing it back for years. They're going to keep limiting it. It's $1,000 payout per household now.
That's not even your water bill per 3 months.
That's not even one doctor's visit, because back then, I believe that was before Obamacare came into place. How many people had to go to the doctor without proper health care? How many people are still paying that fucking bill?
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird. Oh, Sister Audrey Muhammad, she recently posted pictures of her house filters looking dirtier than actual dirt running the city water.
Yeah. That's what I was asking, Jessica. I know
you can still impeach someone even though they're out of office, find them culpable, and then just revoke their pensions, make them pay that back. If the courts won't do it, then legislatively you guys can.
So if that's the case, surely our current state representative would know that, or the former state representative, her husband, now Mayor Sheldon Neely, would know that. So why has no one else raised that issue?
Why would he?
I'm not asking you this question. I'm kind of hypothetically saying that.
And if we're hypothetically saying that Sheldon Neely, while on city council, not only approved this water plan, but also denied the problems. Mm-hmm. And then he went to the state and denied the problems until there was irrefutable fact. And then suddenly he became an advocate. So a lot of them.
But you forgot a step. He became the mayor and hasn't completed the 90+% of the rest of the water restoration.
So a lot of the people who at that time were state rep for their individual areas, there may be other things buried in their background. So if you can impeach one person for a past behavior, even though they're out of office, who else could be hit for it? If you open that door, that opens up to Sheldon, because he was our rep. He was our city council person. He is our mayor. Well, we can't do anything about the mayor side. We're just going to look at his time on state legislature, state house. Not only did he threaten to call the cops and have people arrested for protesting their water, not only did he continuously deny, even in the face of overwhelming proof,
and then be hit with the contempt of court for not having the stuff.
Well, that's once again on the mayor's side. So just his time as state rep.
Okay, right.
And then he voted against the people of Flint and put people even more through this nightmare and prolonged it. He would lose his state rep pension. So why would Cynthia, do that? That would hurt her own financial part as well as her husband. That would directly hurt her husband, but that hurt her finances too.
But see, that's what pisses me off, because I mean, I guess, if you're, but there's still 80,000 other people that have been affected and still got to pay these high ass water bills that don't get $120,000, household income, and in addition to 100.
So mayor is like 120,000, 125,000.
Right.
State rep is at, I believe, 78,000.
That's what I was saying. Her.
Yeah, and then the pension from Sheldon, from being state rep for 2 terms.
So
yeah, that's a lot of fucking money.
So that's well above the median income for Flint and Genesee County.
Yeah, median income for the city of Flint, I believe, is $38,000 annually.
Yeah, and see, you get that at McDonald's now.
Yeah.
There's still 80,000 other people that don't make anywhere near that. You see what I'm saying? Like, You're looking at two of them.
My wife bust her ass 40 hours a week, sometimes upwards of 45 hours a week, putting in extra effort. Hell, she does things outside of her job to make sure that her company makes money when it, has dropped the ball before, or track down lost equipment so it can be sold. And she barely clears the $41,000 a year mark.
Yeah.
That, like, working 45 hours a week, sometimes more. Sometimes the only one in her department, because one coworker has family health problems. The other one, like, she's been there 20 years. She's going to use her vacation time. She fucking earned it and deserves it. So then you just have one person working the phones, working 3 queues, as well as working the Hurley queue, yada, yada, yada. And she barely makes that much money. I mean, our city workers, this is a government job. And there are some departments of the city that actually do their damn job and do it well, right? They're making barely ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
Where they can't even afford a small 2-bedroom house in the city of Flint, they're having to move into apartments.
Mm-hmm.
And apartments around here, what was it? $1,200 a month is affordable.
It's affordable. Yeah, and
that's not even that's more than someone's whole paycheck.
That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I mean, yeah, he didn't complete
2 terms, but he still gets the pension for it.
Yeah, he left he vacated the second to be mayor. But so here's one of the things I'd like to see done. And this is just, just raw thoughts off the top of my head. I'm just bouncing it off you and everybody else. So if there's a program that's sponsored by the city, the RX Kids program that's paying X amount of dollars for the pregnancy, or paying young women to get pregnant X amount of dollars per year for 5 years, I think it is.
Yeah, like, that is the direct and sum of it. If you go through their mission statement and everything they present to city council, there's a lot of flowery words, but yeah, if you go out and you get pregnant
within this time frame, then you get $1,200 and then $500 a month, right?
As long as you are a single mother, so bearing a child out of wedlock.
So, okay, even more. So here's my thing. My aim is to bring back, or to at least, because I've only got a couple of more months left on the school board. But the beautiful part about it is, if I get to the state level, then I can still allocate more money back to this district, unlike the current state rep. So what I would like to propose is that Northwestern High School, we bring back certain programs of I just forget the name of them. Like the skill center, skill trades, but not even just skill trades, like classes like home ec, because I believe there's some like 110 or 20 different skills that you can get with the home economics class.
I mean, most people, when they think of home ec, they just remember, learning to cook simple meals in high school.
Right. But
balance the checkbook. How about we learn how to
sew a button on a shirt,
repairs, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. Wash clothes, iron a shirt, make eggs, sweep a floor, mop a floor. There's whatever, that you can get from home ec. So if you're giving these young girls money to pay them to get pregnant and to have babies, but then they have no skills because the schools don't teach them any skills.
Yeah, as Renee just put, you're only getting paid for 5 years, right? But you got to take care of that baby till they turn 18.
I mean, and really, you take care of that baby until you no longer are able to take care of that baby.
Until you are in your grave, because my parents were still giving me, financial advice or life advice, moral advice, until they both passed away. You're still taking care of that child. Right. So I would hate to see a young lady that goes out and gets pregnant intentionally with the idea of, I'm going to take advantage of RX Kids, because you just gave yourself an entire lifetime obligation for 5 years of money.
5 years of money. But, and I'm not saying this just to say it, but when you have when you have people that have generational poverty, or people that have generational, people that live in certain financial, tax brackets, or socioeconomic. I'm trying to be
families that have not traditionally made a lot of money.
I'm trying to be politically correct with my wording right now. It's not just say what y'all know, you know what I mean? But there's a generational. I mean, like, grandma stayed in the projects, mama stayed in the projects, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this. I'm just saying that you don't own any. You don't own that living, that unit. You got to qualify to live there, so you're not making a lot of money. So I'm saying, like,
There we go. Tia, working class families.
there you go, working class. Um, it's just we need to break up the mindset and at least give these people that are coming out exposure, and it's on us to give them the opportunity. Like, how we gonna make sure that they get pregnant, but then we just get them, they just get pregnant.
That's it.
So
There is no follow up after 5 years. There is no, introducing these young ladies to possible jobs that they can work as a single mother and still take care of their kid in a positive way, in a way that actually not just makes ends meet, but exceeds the need.
mm-hmm.
There is none of that. They'll introduce them to certain programs like, oh, here's a child care program. Oh, great. What about job training? What about further education?
Life
what about
skills.
life skills? And as Jessica said, and it went up a little bit, but life skills, wood shop, driver's ed, metal shop, cooking class. Also, don't make these classes gendered. Let girls take metal shop and let men take cooking courses. 100%. Because if a young man can't cook a bowl of ramen, in my personal opinion, he is absolutely worthless on his own, right? And if a young lady, say she doesn't want a man in her life, but there is a repair that needs to be done, say to her sink.
Exactly.
She needs to be able to take care of that without paying an arm and a leg to a plumber who may or may not take advantage of that situation and say, "Oh, look, I have to drain your trap," and charge her an extra like $500-$600.
But that's the other side of the deal, because you have to be a single mother. So then again, that stresses the fact that they're going to be charging child support for these men that get these girls pregnant, and they're going to get paid child support. They're going to get paid RX kids. So the guy is, while he's racking up child support, he needs to have a skill. So there, we need mechanics, we need woodshop, we need bricklaying, we need hell, we need. There's shit. Look at Mark. Excuse me, I'm just tripping. Look at Maurice Davis. He was doing hair all through the '90s and doing nails, and they would, like, when I went to prom, it was people lined up to go get their hair done and nails done and eyebrows and stuff done for Maurice. You know what I mean? Like, so it's all type of just skills that you could have outside of just, you got to go to college.
Yeah.
If you don't go to college, then you got to go to the military.
Yeah.
We're not teaching our kids to be entrepreneurs. We're teaching our kids to be
cogs in the machine.
Yeah.
And
employees.
It drives me crazy, right? Like, here's something that's really gonna grind your gears real quick. The U.S. Navy just dropped the requirement to have a GED to join. What are you gonna learn? And that's like saying, "Hey, kid, you're poor. Come join us." Now, there's a meme that I really enjoy, and a lot of my friends from Europe send it to me to laugh at me. They go, it's a guy walking around and he goes, "Man, I'd kill for college right now." Army recruiter pops up. "You said what now?"
Yeah.
That's exactly what the Navy's doing. Now, at least with the Navy, there's only so much space aboard a ship. So when you go into a trade in the Navy, you are a fucking absolute master of it. So you come out with actual work experience. In the Army, you got like 30 idiots to do one portion each of a job. So, but it is pandering to, like you were saying, you have to go into the military if you don't have this, that, or the third. It is pandering to a population that is poor, that is generationally poor, to go out and fight a rich man's war.
That's the other part that pisses me off. You got people, and this goes across the board. You got people that sit over here in Washington and they make these laws and rules and they decide we're about to go to war, but their kids ain't going over there fighting. Nope. They ain't got to worry about their kids.
And then when their kids do go and fight, it's all they fucking talk about.
Right. But they're still not on the front lines. They're somewhere safe.
No, they're like people, Harvard and Yale graduates.
Right. So, and that's the thing about even with school board members or even with city council members, we got people that, have kids that don't have kids or don't have school age kids or don't go into the schools to see or talk to teachers and principals to get real time information. Or we got city council members that don't go into the neighborhoods in which they serve to get real-time information or data on what they could be doing. They got their own focus on, this is what I got, this is what I like, this is what I'm focused on and I think is important. So this is what we're going to put all of our time and resources in.
Yeah.
Forget what you want.
Forget what I want. Forget what I need. My house might be crumbling apart and I might need ways of home repairs, or hey, we might have a shortage of, say, good construction companies here in Flint. How about we lower some taxes, get some companies actually investing into Flint?
Nope, because our state rep voted to raise the taxes for small businesses and everything like that.
Not just that, by a significant
portion. Was it 41% or something like that?
41%.
So all you small business owners, and get ready for your taxes to go up.
Yeah, like a lot of our viewers on the Morning Bump, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are small business owners.
Mm-hmm.
We get a lot of love and support from small business owners. I'd like to say it's because we advocate for them. Thankfully, many of them are not in the state of Michigan. And I hate to say that, but in the state of Michigan, they would just be put out of business. That is a corporate subsidy. That is a corporate handout. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're small. You don't deserve to be in business. Go work for the big guy. Oh, mm-hmm. Yeah. You no longer own your stuff. So you're getting paid minimum wage. Mm-hmm. You're the new guy on the block now. Mm-hmm. Fuck everything that you've worked for 20, 30, 40 years. Mm-hmm. Fuck starting things up for yourself. Fuck all the money and investment you've done. Screw absolutely every connection you have made. You now work for him.
Here's the thing that I want you all to remember is that there's a such thing as the non-discretionary fund.
Yep.
The mayor has $75,000 of non-discretionary funds that he has access to. How often is he able to spend
a day?
So if he says today, I want to give, I don't know, let's just say Trevor, I'm feeling generous. Let's give Trevor a contract for $74,999. And then tomorrow
he wakes up a single panel.
Right.
Just any amount of work for any amount of price. Okay, well, there is some stipulations on that. If it gets a little bit too much scrutiny and it looks like a handout, he's obviously going to.
But then that's discretionary. What does non-discretionary mean? I just don't have to tell you what I'm doing.
You just don't have to tell city council.
Okay, so
like you can pass out work to your friends and overpay slightly. Mm-hmm. And that's not what it was designed for. But overpay slightly, okay. Under too much scrutiny, if you're like, oh, change one panel and you're getting $79.99, all right, you're getting hit for embezzlement. What that was originally designed for was an emergency quick spend fund. Say something catastrophic happened, and instead of waiting for city council
to vote,
you have a little bit of money on hand to start the process of fixing it, and then city council can put the rest of the money as soon as they convene.
If you remember a couple years back that there was a lot of people, what's his name? I can't remember, the black guy. I think I might not be wrong, so let me not say that. But there were people receiving $74,999 contracts, or remember that? So
a day, every day.
So my question is, does that money come out of the general fund?
Yes.
So
out of the general fund, there is a discretionary fund sub, and it is put in basically calculated for each day.
So how do you put a line item in the budget for what comes out of that non-discretionary fund? How does that even get?
Mayor submits a form and the contract. So, okay, I am hiring X company to do X thing, and this price.
Also, maybe a proposed budget. Maybe if you're saying, all right, this is what we plan on spending next year.
Yeah.
How do you put a line item in and say?
Mayor discretionary budget calculated at $75,000 a day times 365.
Are you serious?
That's how they would put it. Now, obviously, it's not going to get used every day.
How do we know that?
It's not supposed to be used every day, so they pull it back a little bit. They cut it down in the finance talks. Like, okay, we don't have $40 million. Yeah, we don't have $40 million.
Cooking with grease.
So we're going to cut it back quite a bit.
So
it gets cut down. I think I want to say like 13, 14 million a year.
But if the money's put in the general fund, then it can be used however they see fit, right? And if he's got
certain limits, yes,
right. But if he's got $75,000 he can use at his discretion without coming to council,
like so that number he has a sub portion of that it directly draws from there, like a sub account.
So that number is $27,375,000.
Yeah. City council cuts that down quite a bit because if you get the wrong mayor, say you get an impulsive fuck in there, and I'm not saying Sheldon at this point for once, but say you got someone with like
I am.
that has that problem where they get like a dollar bill in their pocket and it burns their pocket up.
Mm-hmm.
You could drive the city bankrupt in a year. So because
27,375,000, 40 million just got switched to have free reign to do whatever.
Yep.
Nobody's gotten a roof, a shingle, or a window. I'm starting to think, or a hot water heater or a furnace. Then hold on. Then, okay, we got landlords coming to city council every meeting, right? Because they can't get their houses inspected, right? But then
the city is forcing inspections.
They're forcing inspections, but the city is forcing the building inspector to go into schools and break the law to go inside the schools and inspect buildings that have nothing to do with the city when there's people waiting to pay to be inspected so they can have their house inspected. What the hell is going on?
I'll tell you what. When I first heard about that part, it was from our landlord in this building. I went down to pay the rent. I'm like, hey, how you doing, bud? He's like, dude, your city's driving me fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what's going on? He's like, they're breaking people's Fourth Amendment right to privacy. I'm like, who? Your city. How? They're forcing you to, anytime you rent something out or sell something in terms of real estate or property, it has to be inspected.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our clients don't want that because that's extra money.
Mm-hmm.
And to be on state level, there's a state level inspection that comes through. So they already know it's good, but the city's forcing it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are caving in saying, fine, whatever, I just need a place to live. And the inspector's so backed up, they've been waiting for months. I'm like, what are you going to do about it? Oh, I'm going to sue.
And now I'm sitting here again. What the hell kind of what kind of degree did you got to get to go over to Northern and say, hey, it needs to be inspected for it's condemned. We need to knock this shit. What type of expertise do you need to go over there and say, like,
it's a cert. So you get your contractor's license and certification, and then to be building inspector, you have to get a engineer certification. And then I think
I was hypothetically speaking. You ain't have to come with the real answer. I was saying like you ain't got to be a genius. I used to work construction,
so I knew this shit.
No, but I'm saying like you ain't got to be a genius to drive by and say, "Hey man, this school is y'all got to do
this place kind of broken."
You know, but then when you look at it even further, why was the mayor doing an interview with the news the same day of the fire?
What was he talking about?
I don't know. I just drove by and recorded him talking to the media. Like, why would the mayor be doing that and not the superintendent? Why would they want to hear from him and not him?
Well, that's easy. He's friends with them, and they're basic. He's friends with them. He's friends with the local media. Obviously, not us. I don't know why. I couldn't figure out why he doesn't like us.
RJ, I never went into the school. I never made it from my car. The police was behind me as soon as I got there and got out of the car. So I never went into the school. I never made it into the school. I took the picture and then I got arrested.
But we hit it with this, right? The media likes Neely. Neely likes the media. They're working very hand in hand. They have for a long while. We've known this. When Mayor Weaver was running, she couldn't get equal time on air against Neely. They are helping him. He's talking about the fire. Oh my God. Sound bites.
That's it.
So he's sitting there doing what all lackluster politicians do. Instead of talking about policy, he's talking about people. So he's sitting there deriding the school district, saying, "Oh, they're horrible. They won't do anything with their property. I've had to send my inspectors out. I've had to do this, and now look, it caught fire again, and we have to do something about this." And they leave it at that. And it sounds like he's leading up to, we got to change.
Oh yeah, no, the reason why the doors are open is because I've now spoken to the superintendent and the fire people, the fire department, is because they haven't given the okay for us to close the doors and be in the building to seal it all up yet. So once they've gone in and done their final whatever they need to do, yeah, yes, I did get arrested at Flint Northern. Once they give the final, you guys can go ahead, go on in and do what you need to do, then it's going to be boarded up. That and Anderson. So, as y'all know, I live in the neighborhood. I'm always at Northern taking pictures and updating everybody about the condition of the school, or even if it's
What
been on
year
fire.
was Northern built? Do you know?
I do not. 1970 something though.
Okay, so I think that's like toward the end of asbestos use. But in any case, all the chemicals used
Would have
while
asbestos, and they're being
asbestos
released
or
into
lead or X, Y, and Z.
Mhm.
When the
No,
building
Anderson
caught
not on
fire,
fire
it
too.
does have to air out before you guys can board it up.
Right.
Because the second that place gets torn down after it's boarded up, that just turns into a toxic mixture that hits the construction workers, so they have to air it out.
Right. So as soon as Anderson was not on fire,
God.
but yeah, the I just wanted to put that out there because it just seems too matter of factish that there were 6 different points of acceleration on this fire.
And you got that from who?
I got that from 2 different fire inspectors.
Okay. See, if we didn't get the clarification there, someone's going to tie that. How did he know there was 6?
Okay, no, I'll tell you. I don't know their names. I didn't ask their names. I just went. One was black, a young black dude that had on a white collar shirt, and the other one was white guy that had on a white collar shirt. He's a little bit older, so I didn't get their names. But if y'all know the fire department, then you can.
I mean, it's too easy to track down. So at least you spoke with fire inspectors instead of, oh, Clack had been arrested there, and suddenly he knew how many points of ignition. No.
Yeah, no. I found out. I went over there.
Trippy. Like that's not some firebug, right?
No, that's
not
kids.
some random kid. I start fire. That's like pinpoint precise.
Did I put it in my pocket today?
That's the type of crazy shit that you would pay like a demolitions expert to do.
So I'll tell you something else. Just a question. I don't know. So if the inspector was in the building a month ago, not even, and our building was on fire 2 days ago, that means either A, he should have been telling us, hey, you got some flammable shit going. I mean, some stuff up in here that y'all need to come on and you need to get rid of this stuff. Or B, he was being used unknowingly to get the information to say, hey, look, this school is da 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 da, and then somebody with some influence sends a team of people in there and burns the school down.
I mean, so as a city inspector, he's supposed to look for faults. Like, okay, is the foundation crumbling? Are the walls crumbling? Is the ceiling coming in? Okay,
it's coming, Chris?
Is there sewage flowing up? Okay, all these hazards, and then whether there's flammable stuff or not. I mean, walls just about anywhere dry, sheetrock.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff burns.
No. Remember, it had just been raining for 2.5 days before, and
but he has to put that in there. Okay, sheetrock. Mm-hmm. Now there are other things that would go up very quickly, especially with some accelerant.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 points. I mean, those aren't all together, are they? Because it would just look like one massive point. So that's different areas of the building
on 2 different floors. So also, I went a step further. I called the fire department and I got the report. They emailed me the report. But what they said was, in order for me to get the arson report, we have to FOIA that. So we will be FOIAing the arson report. Also, I went a step further than that. I asked how many fires have the fire department been called out to since Northern has been closed. She came up with some crazy number. And I said, okay, let's scratch that. Because there were, brush fires and trash fires. And there was even one time when somebody threw a mattress in the door and lit it on fire. I don't care about that. I want to know how many times that they tried to burn the school down. How many structure fires were there? Since 2000, and I forgot the paper. I changed my clothes, y'all, so I had it in my other. I was ready.
He had to look pretty to get
I was ready for y'all today. But since 2015 or 16, there have been 11 or 10 or 12 structural fires to Flint Northern where the fire department has had to come out. In 2023, there were 3. In 2016, there were 2, and there were 2 days apart.
So someone really had, don't get me wrong, everyone had a bad experience in high school. I don't think many people had an experience bad enough with high school to go attack their old high school with fire, right? Just before someone says old disgruntled student who was bullied and they're just trying, that is a lot of attacks, and that is very, very pointed.
So I will tell you something else. Somebody has a headquarters that's right there by the entrance of the school that is upset because we won't do certain things that he wants to do. So I'm not saying that this person has anything to do with anything. I'm just saying
he's happy about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it's just a lot going on. Now, yeah, we've boarded up the school. I don't even know how many times just since I've been on the board that we boarded up Northern.
Look, I'll tell you right now, boarded up fucking abandoned houses on my block. You see the board, okay? You drive away, go to Walmart, come back, the board is down.
Gone.
Either someone pried it off, or I've seen one time driving by a dude hitting it with a circular saw. Like, what? You're actually breaking out power tools to break into this abandoned, falling apart house? You are dumb as shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Spend your power bill how you want, buddy.
I know for a fact, this is just me, that me and another board member.
Good morning, YouTube.
I was up at, I have been myself, then we over by 15. How about we just call it 1:30?
Sure. I just want to know how to address YouTube bullies or real life bitches. Like,
why are the doors open at the other school? I was told, I got a call yesterday, Winters, that there is people living in the school. So we got a team over there right now this morning that's supposed to be going in there, figuring that out and seeing if there's people living in Anderson. So I'm not sure. I know,
dude, that would be fucking horrible.
I don't know if that's true, but the neighborhood,
someone attacking another school while people are squatting in it. Mm-hmm. That
I don't know that to be 100% true. But as y'all know, I grew up over there in that neighborhood, so people know Lil Clack or Lil Mikey or whatever they know me as. So they now that I'm on the board, they call me and let me know, this is such and such and such, so they let me know. Two people that live over there. Yeah, it's kids on the roof. I went over there this morning and took a picture. There's a lawn chair on the roof of Northern. I went up that this morning. I went over there and took pictures. So I've seen kids playing. I've seen it. So I'm trying to do. But if you notice, not to cut you off, I'm about to shut up. Not to cut you off. If you notice, if you go by Carpenter Road, we ain't got these problems. If you go by Wilkins, we ain't got these problems. If you go by Bryant, we ain't got these problems. If you go by Jefferson ain't got a window in it, but it ain't been on fire. If you can go by which one of them other schools, Pearson, any one of them other schools in the hood, that the hood is letting sit there, it's not burning up. But these two, Northern and Central.
Crazy. Northern and Central also happen to be right next to where a lot of places are expanding.
Lowell Junior High, I don't even know where that one is. I got to find that one. Oh, that's the one over there off Dort. That all that water was found in, I think. I think. I'm sorry. Let me shut up. Go ahead, Trevor.
No. I'm just sitting here, and you said lawn chair on the roof. I hope that.
Hold on, you don't believe me?
I believe you. I just hope that was there before the fire, because now I want to see a risk assessment.
What's that?
Fucking plastic lawn chair, right above no trespassing. Anyway, I would hope that was there before the fire. Because if it's there after the fire, I want people to do a study on Flint to see how messed up people's risk reward functions are after the lead crisis and the water crisis. Because, yes, this building was just on fire. Let me hang out on the roof.
No, Anderson was on fire, the one that's next door.
Either way.
But yeah. No. Northern was on fire. The chair was on Anderson's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
still,
so Anderson.
Way,
right.
Like, if Flint schools are suddenly catching fire, stay the fuck out the schools, guys. Period. End of story. And you need to stop inspecting on the inside if they're suddenly catching fire, because that'd just be a convenient way of making you disappear.
I'm not going anywhere but in the front door. I'm not doing that. But
don't even do that. Someone comes up behind you, a baseball bat, drags you in the classroom, sets on fire. Don't even do that.
But yeah, you
drive by, take a picture. Okay. Call the cops.
But I've been there with the police inspecting. I didn't go inside, but I'll say his name, and I won't. Another board member have been on the campus of Northern inspecting, because I was up there one time taking pictures, going live, and a brick came out the building and almost hit me. So I'm like, oh, hell no. So I'm looking at the dude up in Northern. I'm like, I'm about to call the police on you. And they threw a chair out. So I call the police. They pull up. They go inside. Me and this other board member are inspecting the exterior. So it's not a strange thing to see me over at Northern. It's not at all, because you can go on my social media. I'm always live or always taking a video or picture of what's going on up there. It's not strange to, but.
I'll say his name. No, I won't. We'll just say board member Glass.
I mean, this is I don't, and this is the thing.
That's
Maybe they don't want their sub, you know. So I'll just say that it's not just me that shows, you know, that goes above and beyond with the care of the properties. It's not just me. So, you know, maybe I won't say his name, but
and it's
I
time
was not
for
alone.
you guys to start eating those property. I know you've been working on it. I know a few of your contemporaries been working on it. They are no longer generational wealth. These properties costing more money. I'm glad to see you guys trying to get rid of them. And now that they're catching fire, imagine if anyone gets caught in that fire, or if, God forbid, a building falls in on someone. Like, you guys are liable. And then the school district gets a major lawsuit, and we're already having fucking problems with money.
But have you noticed?
Anyway,
Go ahead.
YTB. Yes. Sorry, $5 a gallon. Since we went on gas earlier, on about gas prices and such earlier.
Oh shit!
$5 a gallon this summer could be insane.
If in California, they was already over $5 or $6. Like you got to be rich in Cali.
When I'm looking at gas prices or food prices or even cigarette prices, which, as you guys may have noticed, I've been sucking on this thing, trying to quit. I do not look at two states in particular, New York and California. I mean, Hawaii, but no one cares about them.
Yeah, no, look, that's what I'm not over there to push the thing, but Winter says a high-ranking city official can look from their home window at Northern. You don't need to be a hero. No, you're exactly right. So I don't even know how that I was taken away from jail when this person's high-ranking superior could have been in the window watching the whole thing. Or even how all these people are able to get away scot-free. I got people that live in the neighborhood that send me pictures from their ring cams of people that park the car in front of their house and run up in the Northern. I called 911 and sent them the picture and sent the officer the picture of the cars of the people that left this lady's house and went over to Northern, walked over to Northern. So you can't just say this is just a one. I mean, this is all the time.
Right? Like, I can't. I don't. I see you took me to Northern. Okay, now I know where it's at. I've been there a few times before. And I'll be honest, sometimes I play around in the parking lot. Yeah, I got a truck. I'd like to drive in circles. I don't do donuts because my truck can't do that. But, a little slalom here and there. I'm not hurting no one. Go anywhere toward the building itself is a hell no.
You were there.
Possibly.
Remember when we did the show the Wednesday after I got out of jail? Yeah. And I said, hey, Trevor, take a ride with me. And we went over there. What happened when we got there?
There was a city inspector there, and you go, what the again?
And where did he come from?
Where did he come from? Where did he go? Now he's a city dude, right?
Right. The dude, where did he come from? And then I got out of the car. Where was he at?
Oh, he's inside the building. Like, straight up inside.
Okay. So y'all know I'm not lying.
He was Mickey Mouse, and that was his clubhouse.
You know what? I got all the right. Should I play the recording?
I put it on Facebook because sometimes recordings don't sound too great on the microphones.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep an eye on Clack's page later, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but the gentleman straight up told me that he was under the direction from the mayor's office to go in all the schools and assess them. And I'm like, oh, really? I didn't know we were partnered with the city.
Oh, we're looking at tearing them down is what I remember hearing.
Oh, really? Is that at our expense or y'all gonna help? Are y'all paying? Excuse me. So just to let you know, Michigan law says inspectors can inspect the exterior of a building, meaning doors, windows, street, parking lot,
outside
foundation, yard, and all like that. They cannot go into the premises without knowledge of the district. That's what the law says. Okay. Not saying that we're doing anything wrong and nefarious or we just wasting time, because we want to do something with Northern. We just can't come up with how we gonna do it.
Renee Jackson, Michael Clack on Facebook. And now that your paperwork's submitted, I got to remind you, get on Act Blue.
Yeah.
Submit your filing paperwork to them and your committee paperwork. And it takes them like 3 weeks to get through it. But so that way you can have your Act Blue up.
Okay. Let me see. Can you put up how to get on your page? Yeah, just go to Michael Clack. It's public. It's not private.
On the face space.
On Facebook.
We got to keep reminding him now to keep on hitting up commenting on the videos 810 on YouTube, and then doing the Instagram. He's got to get a lot more social
yeah,
media extroverted
yeah.
again.
But yeah, I also got TikTok, so it's
Agree.
like, I'll probably, turn it into a video. It's not a video; it's an audio recording, because I ain't gonna lie, I have my phone in my pocket, so I wanted to. This is real, so I'm not, But yeah, you can go on my page and TikTok, and it's gonna be up. So I'll do something with it.
Like, and it's just important to know, like, okay, it may be a coincidence. Personally, I do not believe in coincidences, guys. I personally do not. The universe is not so fucking lazy, but it could just be a coincidence. This inspector was there. He has been tasked by the city. Like, that's not a coincidence. He was tasked by the city. And then somehow, some way, some person decides to set fire to this building at 5, 6 different ignition points. That is a possibility that they may be unrelated. I just don't think it is. Now, I don't know how far that may go. It may just be he was talking to a friend of his, and the friend of his happens to be a closet firebug, and he goes, "Oh yeah, man, that's cool. It's like a tinderbox," and his firebug friend went and set it on fire. Who knows, right? It just trips me out that within such a close time frame of someone whose job it is to inspect these buildings for structural integrity, for fire probability, things like that, mold, asbestos, lead paint, and very soon after, tragedy strikes. I mean, the building of fire was so bad that I could see it from my house. And it was a lot worse when I was coming back from Williams Gun Sights on Sunday because I
They
went
had to
shooting with
let
the
it
wife.
burn. They just said that it was so bad they had to let it burn, until it wouldn't burn anymore. But
Right?
Free Daddy, this school is in the second ward, so not the seventh. This Northern is in the second ward.
Used to be the sixth ward. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, that is tripping me out. And I got to thank the morning bump for having Mr. Clemens on, because he explained the boundaries to me, because I'm still sitting there going, where do I vote? I'm just going to go to
She's
both
good, Miss
polling
Jackson.
places.
But,
I'm still going to go to Mott, and I'm still going to go to the church, and whichever one accepts me is where I'm voting.
but what I will say is, when I voted a couple of weeks ago, I used to vote at Haskell.
Haskell.
At
That's
Haskell, the community center that's up there, that's on off
Ballinger.
Yeah, up there,
Yeah.
Ballinger Park. Not Ballinger Park, but the park up there. I forget where they play softball at, up there.
Yeah.
That they dug all out. When I got there,
Still 6th Ward till 26. Okay.
oh well, when I got to Haskell, they looked at my voter registration. They looked my name. I gave my ID, and they said, "No, you voted at Bethel Church." So
Yeah,
they tell
Bethel's
you
where I have been voting for years. Except for when I ran for state rep, when I voted for myself in the primary, that was at Mott Elementary in the gym.
Mott Elementary.
Yeah.
Ain't no damn Mott Elementary.
DTM.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought you meant.
Durant
Terry Mott. Duh.
There is a Mott.
Phew, my bad.
Yeah, in the gym. So I don't know. Like,
I do too,
they
Miss
swapped my
Jackson.
polling places like 3 times. I mean, there's a lot of reasons for me leaving, guys. One of them is I am beefing with the mayor, and who knows, for some reason, several
When it's
people
up, when it's
around
up,
me
when
and
it's
several
up.
people who are also beefing with them might be ending up in, or have ended up in, handcuffs for whatever reason. I've got too much to lose on that. 2, while I love everyone here, the state itself is not conducive toward my, what do I want to call them? My views, my not goals. Damn it. Things that you hold dear. Values. There we go. The state itself is constantly pushing in against my values. I am very much for less taxes. What do you know? We're getting our water prices increased. Why is that? Because the city has the power to tax. We're getting our income taxes raised. We just killed small businesses with taxes. I don't want to live in a place where everything is Walmart, Amazon. I want to live in a place where people can still build themselves up a bit, you know? Like, because it's going to be depressing driving from my house toward, say, city council. There's that cool flower shop right across from La Familia.
Mm-hmm. Folks.
Yeah, that's going to go away, more than likely, because that's small business. They're getting
And
hit
they've
with
been in business for years.
My wife told me when I first moved here,
Hell, the La
where you
Familia
get,
might be.
yeah, but where you go to get flowers in this city is folks. Like that is just a known fact. That's where you get the cool bouquets. That's where you get the ones that get the girl to say yes to, marry you or to go to prom with you or whatever. That's
Baby,
where
I'm
you go.
sorry.
Huh?
That's the Baby, I'm sorry place.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's Kroger.
No, no, I've gone there as baby, I'm sorry. Like, honey, I'm sorry I bought a truck without your permission. Now I'm also spending $300 on a bouquet of flowers. My bad.
Yeah.
You know, I still plan on being around. I still plan on flying in often and causing chaos and trouble. It's
Yeah.
not in the same way where I'll be able to come in, cause chaos, go away, instead of come in, cause chaos, hope I don't get arrested, hope I don't get arrested. Okay, things are calmed down, cause chaos. Yeah. And everyone from 810 is more than welcome to come visit me wherever I'm at. I mean, I know you travel a
I
lot.
say if you go to Texas, Texas is my second home. I've been in Texas
or
twice.
Florida, and goddamn, dude, right next to Daytona Beach. That's you've been around there.
Yeah, but Texas, like my dad being from Texas, I that's my second home, especially anywhere,
This
especially
isn't
Houston,
a Flint, RJ.
Especially Houston. I've lived in the 3rd Ward, Houston. I've lived in the 5th Ward, Houston. I've lived off 290 and 1960 in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So Houston is my city.
You lived right off the loop.
Yeah. Yeah. So 290 is like, going towards like going out of Houston, but the 610 loop is probably about 5 or 6 exits away from the 290. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you got the Clover. Yeah. The clubhouse. I honestly enjoy it. This weekend there was a lot of conversation that really didn't involve me when I tuned in. It was more about Sister Audrey Muhammad and what had happened to her last week. That is not my business. NOI is NOI business. Sister Audrey Muhammad's business is her business. Unless she invites me in, I'm hands off. And so I tuned out. But I really love the clubhouse because we get to talk with everyone and we get to hear from everyone. And then Tony being a DJ, like we get to hear a lot of, chill out and just have a drink or two, or in my case, several teas or Red Bull or a cup of coffee and chill out, listen to some music, know that even though I'm not with people, it's kind of like a club in and of itself. It's like, cool, but now I don't have to put on pants.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I really, at first I was skeptical about the clubhouse because I'm like, hell no, I'm not getting on there. They ain't about to drag me on the school board on Saturday night when everybody did have some drinks. Not me. Nope. But then, it was like, it's like, how much more transparent can you get? How much more raw and real can you get with people, especially when it's a bunch of
drinks and then you're just talking with everyone like it's chill.
But even here, it's like, all right, yeah, I'm answering questions, you answering questions. But if we don't acknowledge what's going on up there, then we don't have to acknowledge. If we don't, But on a clubhouse, it's like you can't. Even if you mute yourself, if your name is still up there, they can say, "Hey, man, what's up with?" Blah, 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 blah.
And then if you disconnect, like, oh, okay.
Oh, why you running? Yeah, why you running?
There's no way you can say, oh, I didn't hear that. No, you heard it.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
yeah, RJ, no, I'm trying to quit smoking. Wintis, when she saw me today, said I need to cut these out. And I'm sitting here going one addiction at a time.
Yeah.
So smoking first.
Yeah.
I ruined my lungs with burn pits. And I recently had a collapsed lung.
So suck.
I ordered a fume, which if it keeps working, I'll probably reach out to them and ask if they can sponsor us. It's good. Someone who is actually helping quit smoking might as well.
So I had a thought. Since
scary. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, like, so I had a thought. I mean, like, why can't 810 get a magazine? What
would we put in the magazine? I mean, we go over the same stuff often because they keep doing the same shit again and again.
That's
or they
why
keep dragging it back up.
That's why we could branch out and do other things, like highlight businesses, highlight food in the area, highlight students and scholars in the area, not just Flint schools, but
local
Flint
fashion
schools,
trends, local musicians,
yeah,
local music trends.
Yeah, we could like
The hottest
advertise.
place to go race your car and not get arrested.
No, we can't do that. We
Legally
can't.
race your car.
I was gonna say we
Legally.
can't do that because plus they don't really tell you until like 30 minutes before.
Oh man.
So, I mean, the crew I mean, I used to read about.
Don't lie, Clack. We all know you play Need for Speed.
Yeah, mobile.
Need for Speed Mobile. You got 30 minutes to get your car here.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Just I'm just thinking that 810 can, I don't know, just to show the
Yeah, it would be really
versatility.
nice to see the culture of Flint put on display, because Flint does have a different culture altogether, right? Like you've got the nicest people in the fucking world, I swear to God, and then you've got people like me who are gruff-ish. If you run across me at Walmart, I'm like, but it's conversation pieces are completely different here. Instead of, hey, how's the weather? You're more like, oh, well, the weather in 5 minutes is about to be a damn tornado. I hope Wentus is out of bed in Grand Blanc. You know?
Speaking of, ain't we supposed to be getting a tornado today?
Oh man, it wouldn't surprise me with the weather fluctuations. It was cold last night, cold today, probably going to be warm tomorrow, which would cause a decent stir. Depends if the winds are coming off the lakes or not.
A digital magazine.
Yeah,
I'm
easy.
just, hey, Rep Johnson. I was just thinking that maybe because since everybody was saying, hey, well, know what's the problem, and y'all don't do nothing but gossip. Well, even though that's not true, we said we
Back
bring
it up
the
with
real,
facts.
yeah, back it up with facts and receipts.
And also, I don't mind being called a problem. Number one, E4 in the Army, I'm used to being the problem and the solution and the tool to the solution. I'm used to all of it. Let's go.
Yeah, see? But yeah, just show some versatility. I think we could do it.
I think we could. I mean, just take a decent web service and someone who can understand the chaining, and then sitemap, article of the week every week, something like that. Trevor and Clack team. God, that would be like its own little section of just me and him going through our weird eclectic interests. Like, hey man, you've been playing Helldivers lately?
No, but I could like even myself. Like I called myself when I was running for county commissioner. I was doing a lot of going downtown. This was right when COVID was going on, so I was doing a lot of going to 501 Grill and eating outside and trying to take pictures of food and the flight of drinks or whatnot, and just show like this is what Flint has to offer. So and I I'm a photographer in my spare time, but I ain't I'm not a professional. You know what I mean?
You get paid for it. I call that professional. Well, a paid amateur, maybe?
Yeah, there you go. I have never taken a photography class.
Dork section. Oh, man. You would hear me ranting about the newest change to Warhammer 40K lately because they decided to break the lore just to appease a few blue hairs. Man, I've got like over $3,000 these books. So them changing something that is fundamental like pisses me off because now all my books are either worth more because they're a prior edition of prior lore, or they're going to go discount all that. It doesn't matter no more. And now they're trash. I hope it goes the other way, but either way, the story is so close to my heart. My guy's laughing at my TV when I heard you misspoke. You misspoke. What'd you misspoke about?
I'm assuming when I was going to name the board member.
All right, let me read this because the YouTube side. Clack, if you were to be state rep, what would be the first thing you'd want to work on?
I hate to sound like a broken record, but I would definitely want to see if we could get some money funneled into the schools, into the public school. I would definitely, I don't know if that'd be the first thing, but I would definitely see, there's so many things that I would love. Like I sound like Donald Trump. There's so many things that but like there's so many things that I'd love to just like, hey, this is what I need to do. This, and this. But it would definitely be school-based, water-based, infrastructure based because our roads suck. Maybe get some money for them steamrollers that that they have out in Forest Creek. They just don't have them in Flint.
It'd be cool if a law was passed that every say, largest city in a county
Mm-hmm.
or in a district per se, but
Mm-hmm.
in a county, has to come up with one building paid for by the state where all the state services are, instead of going to this office over there, this office over there. Then you have to take this piece of paper from here to there, to there, to there. It's all in one damn building. Save the people who are trying to get help time, people who are trying to get certain things done through the state done faster, more efficiently. And it's just in one place instead of you having to track it down and hope that Google Maps isn't screwed up this week. Also, Miss Cynthia Johnson, no,
No, we
we
have
have
not.
not.
And we're not going to get paid, Rep.
We
Also,
don't
another thing,
believe
I'm
so.
glad you're on here, Rep, is me and Trevor were talking about, remember about the corruption branch of the,
Yes, of the State
the
Bureau of
State Bureau of
Investigations.
Investigation. So, like, I would love to see a branch dedicated solely for
Reporting local corruption.
local corruption. That's what I would
Because
love to
we
see.
have no recourse here.
Yeah.
Like, who are we supposed to call? I've called
Yeah.
the state comptroller, who's supposed to be in charge of keeping up with finances, right?
Mhm.
I've called Bureau or the state police. I've called FBI. I've called IRS. I'm getting desperate when I call the IRS. When I talk to the IRS, that I've either gotten a mail or a letter in the mail that I'm terrified of reading, or we really need some help.
Did I cut my hair? My hair is always like this to look less aggressive. I ain't never had this shit up. Should I grow some locks? I'm just playing. No. This is just, I don't know. But yeah, I would love to see. We would love to see something like that, just because
like,
there's no oversight. Well, there is oversight, but the oversight ain't citing like they're supposed to. So we would like to see somebody whose sole job is to. You got a team of people, and your job is to solely investigate complaints of local corruption.
Mm-hmm.
So whether
it could be your damn local dog catcher too, right? Like, oh, this guy's dachshund just came up and bit me. I want this dog taken and tested, and then put in doggy timeout for, because my parents had a dog do that, doggy timeout for like 2 weeks. But he slipped the dog catcher $10. Now he's back at his house. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
That's something that, and we see the same type of deal going on with governments that actually has money behind it. And God, we know that Detroit has these issues. Detroit has had several people arrested for it. We know that the city of Lansing, not the state government seat, but the actual city has had that problem. Saginaw,
East Point, East Point's
Flint
mayor
Township, had a woman plead no contest to election fraud, and she got house arrest and a fine. That typically that carries a 5 to 20-year prison sentence. Why did she get let off so damn early, so easy? I feel corruption. Like, she got busted for corruption, and she used the corruption card again. Right? We need a department solely based for investigating corruption that people in any city in the state of Michigan can get a hold of and say, I have my suspicions. Here is my proof. And, you don't just bring up, I heard through X, Y, and Z. No, like we have with certain city council folks. Hey, we've got the damn checks.
How can the hell, excuse me, y'all, for cussing, but how in the hell can they bring up some stuff on me from 2 or 3 years ago and charge me for that, and I ain't even do nothing, but they got people accepted money and checks and
Rolls Royce of lawnmowers,
all this stuff, and ain't nobody came in and questioned nobody. I ain't even, excuse me, man, I'm sorry, y'all. I just like, you just got to look how fast that they was about to prosecute Eric Mays on his what was it?
The laptops?
Not even the laptops. It's more recent. And no, it was more recent. They was about to take him to court or whatever and prosecute him for whatever. And then they can't even.
Now, Miss Johnson, you being a former state rep, right? Correct? Former?
Mm-hmm. I believe she served with my mom.
Which is awesome.
I could be wrong.
Only facts or nothing. When you can demonstrably point to video or paper or things like that.
Or she served with Sheldon. One of the two.
either way, as someone who's looking to go into the hallowed hall that you were in, isn't it nice to see someone with a bit of a enthusiasm behind what he's trying to do?
Oh,
No, I'm serious.
well,
Because you're getting worked up over things that you want to do instead of a monotone, very word salad bullshit way of trying to get votes. You're getting excited because there's something you could do. I like it.
oh, that's what it was. His GoFundMe. They were trying to prosecute him for his GoFundMe.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what it was. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
they were
That's what it
calling
was.
it illicit campaign donations,
That's
which
what
I
it was,
don't
his
even
GoFundMe.
fucking understand.
That's what it was. Yeah. They were trying to prosecute him, and that was like
Later
that.
in it.
Yep.
But yeah, it is nice to see someone who has some enthusiasm and not just that fake, a camera got turned on, I'm enthusiastic. You call me all the time, Trevor,
Yeah, man. Look, look, like, yeah, yeah. But
And then this morning, this some bitch was trying to wake me up with a bugle call.
yeah, I was. If his phone, if he had waited 2 more rings, I'd have been on the phone.
That phone would have been through the window.
But yeah, there's just some things that I can't see how you can be an elected official from here. Well, she's not from here, but lives here, been here. Wait a minute, she's a small business owner too.
Yeah, she literally shot herself in the foot. Yeah. The Army has another term for it, but I ain't going to use that because we have reputable people on.
How would you?
Basically, not anyone other than my brother. We have more than just my brother.
I'm going to vote to raise the taxes on myself.
I mean, I guess she feels that she does well enough. I mean, maybe she's not counting her own small business.
Maybe that's the reason why there's so many missed votes.
Small business, like I make enough. I can pay extra. Well, if you can, I sure as hell can't. Please don't do that to me.
This is crazy.
You're representing one of the poorest districts in Michigan, one of the poorest districts in the country, with a population that is 48% under the poverty line. And some people are trying to find any way to make it because, let's face it, our city council, our mayor, and our governor, and our state legislature don't make it conducive to bring a business into Flint. So some people are just trying to build these businesses, and you just submarined all of them. That is some backstabby bullshit.
But they have to keep us poor so we can qualify for certain government subsidies and certain government programs and stuff, so they can keep getting rich. So my bad, go ahead.
Industry in Flint is poverty.
Yeah, so they gotta keep us poor so we can qualify for $94 million in ARPA funds and hundreds of $1 million in ESSER funds for the school district, and all the money to pay for pregnant young girls and single mothers and all these different programs that's coming in that they need money to pay for. We have to qualify for them, and we got to be poor to do so. So there's money in keeping us poor. So all these people that we're electing, that we're supposed to be looking up to and got all of our faith in and got all of our trust in, that are supposed to be helping us out, you're wondering why we're not getting anything. Please choose your vote. Vote for somebody differently. I'm just saying,
by Miss Cynthia. Anna, to read it for the YouTube side, not trying to throw race in the mix, but Trevor, and then I don't see what the emoji is, but there is an emoji. Do you feel the issues are more with Black and getting access, or do you think it's the whole city? So
I'm gonna go get ready.
Okay. Here's how I feel about it, right? Majority of the city, 54%, I believe, is African American, while 48% of the city is below the poverty line. Obviously, with one group being, say, in the majority in terms of who's where, there's going to be more Black people affected by some of these horrible fucking policies and a lot of the poverty. And then when we take a look back historically, Black people have historically gotten the shit end of the stick for a long while with policies directly targeted against them. I just off the top of my head, redlining.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in recent years, and by recent years, I do mean relatively, so last 20 plus years,
Mhm.
they couldn't say, well, just black people, but they knew that majority of folks, at least in this area, who were impoverished were going to be black. So they just put it onto a class. Okay, we're going to basically punitively attack these people who are under the poverty line and keep them under the poverty line. That catches majority African American folks, but it also catches a lot of Hispanic folks. That also catches several white
White people,
folks.
yeah.
That catches everybody. But majority of the people affected happen to be African American.
Mhm.
That's my take on it.
You're right. Also, real quick, because we gotta get ready, guys. We've gone over a whole hour, but Mickey ain't here, so
Yeah, Mickey ain't here.
Mickey ain't here. So look, what I also want y'all to there's a little bit of history that lies with my last name, and I'm sure y'all know that. But when you start, you hit it on the head with the redlining. My dad was very instrumental in the whole the whole redlining, anti-redlining movement back in the 80s or 70s and 80s.
I believe it is like started in '76 and was
Uh,
finally finished, all ink dry, T's crossed, I's dotted. I want to say about 74.
so yeah, my dad was very instrumental in that. Also, we hear the mayor talking about his gun buybacks. That was my dad's program back in the 90s. So there might have been pictures of
Your dad's program probably actually got something worthwhile.
but there might have been the same guns that my dad collected, because if you look at them, they all look like muskets and old,
And shotguns.
they
Hell,
look
there were
like,
several shotguns without the butt pad.
yeah.
Come
So
on
they
now.
might have been the same. Yeah, if I
These
don't
are
even know. It's a new machine, so I don't know if Mickey got the sound effects on. But
these are
what's this do?
all old grandpa behind the closet door Elmer Fudd white hunter guns. I don't think Flint has a problem with old white guys running around the city shooting deer.
Nah, you
all
can't
right?
put a switch on nothing that they had in that picture.
No, like I think I saw one in the back, literally one that had an A2 flash hider, which would mean carbine.
Okay, well,
Everything else was a shotgun or a hunting rifle.
yeah,
Literally.
it's those guns were so old that nobody is used. Those guns were not used in the commission of a crime in any time in the 20s, 20th, 21st. Those were those were those were slave catcher guns that y'all saw in that picture. those were.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I were to try to use some of those old double barrels I saw, you would see dust fly out.
Yeah,
all right.
those were, yeah.
That shit was bad. And they're touting that as a victory, like shit. This ain't making nothing safer.
Yeah, no.
Maybe the squirrels in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
When old
Yeah,
Hickory
Kermit.
John.
Kermit. Those are the guns from the Battle of Gettysburg. That's exactly what those were.
Ooh,
Those were the guns on Dances with Wolves.
I think a few of them guns right there are what caused the Confederate flag to change to its best iteration, just a white handkerchief.
Yeah. I don't know where they got them guns at, but they ain't the ones that's sliding down the block in Flint.
Mm-mm.
It was no Glock. They ain't nobody giving up a Glock. Like,
No.
assault rifle, just guns. Yeah, Assassin's Creed. Like those.
Right? Those are straight up muskets. I tell you what. And they're touting it as a victory. I put it on the city's page, and I'm getting more love and respect on that than what some of the council people are saying.
Yeah.
Just, I mean,
y'all got. Y'all gave people money away for them guns, man. They don't even work.
No, I tell you, next time I hear one of these is happening, I'm buying a 3D printer. I'm printing out a dozen little single shots.
Yeah.
Not even the cool things. And I'm taking them in.
Is it muskets the one that they had to take the bullet out the plastic and shove it down in there and put the gunpowder in there? That's a musket.
They literally dumped in powder, put in a wad behind it, jammed it down put the
charger,
the ball,
yeah,
the little, and then jam that down in there. Then they crank back a flintlock, put on a cap,
and then when
you
they
pull
got
the trigger, pop, pop. Yeah,
man, look, those were the guns that the Mott Foundation used to take the land from Flint from the Indians back in the.
Those are the guns that the Mott Foundation used on the sugarcane fields.
Yeah, yeah.
I just wanted to throw Mott under the bus a little bit more.
So, but yeah. So anyway, y'all, we had fun. That's another thing that I'm a Democrat, but you ain't taking my guns either,
dude. In my mind, there are two different classes of Democrat, and this comes from the 90s. In the 90s, you had the liberal Democrat and the conservative Democrat. Most folks that I run into around here, while they are Democrat, like yourself,
Yeah.
I would call more conservative Democrat, which is more family values, tradition, you know, self-reliance, but taking things toward a more societally progressive way without just trying to change history or trying to punish one group to get another group where they should be. It's literally just about getting everyone on the same starting line and removing hurdles in between. That is to me a conservative Democrat, whereas you got the liberal Democrats. I'm talking blue hairs, and you guys hear me talk about them all the damn time. Like, they're the ones that drive me nuts. They're the ones that just changed lore in my favorite hobby just because they could, and none of them even play.
Here's the thing though. I want to blame, I don't agree with, we're going to blame Century Arms for this guy who bought a Century Arms firearm, and how do we know that's where I disagree. Century Arms didn't create this weapon because this crazy dude is going to go shoot up this school. This crazy dude bought a Century Arms firearm because this is what he could afford. This was what was in his budget.
I blame the crazy, not the tool.
Right. So if he bought a Ruger, then you would have to go and sue Ruger, or if he bought a Smitty, then you'd have to go and sue Smith and Wesson. Or my bad. These are the views of Michael Clack. I'm not the views of A1. I
still blame the crazy.
I just don't understand. But then how do you find out who's not stable without violating somebody's HIPAA laws? You know what I mean? Like, how do you say, hey, look, you have...
It doesn't violate HIPAA.
For what? How? What?
When you go to a therapist or even just a regular physician, if they feel that you are a threat to yourself or others,
then they're obligated to...
They are obligated to report it. If they believe that you are an immediate threat, they have the authority to
call the police
and commit you, as well as it gets reported to NICS, the National Instant Background Check System, which has been around for a long while. It's just back in the day, instant meant like fax and someone actually looked at it, whereas today we have interwebs. Cool. It's the exact same check.
Hey, don't we still got that emergency notification system that's supposed to be letting us know if we got a tornado coming this way?
Oh, you mean the community update system?
The one that's let us know about the Easter egg hunt last year, but we ain't heard about the Easter egg hunt this year?
Yeah.
Do we still got that?
I think so.
Well, we ain't heard about it. They could have used that to tell everybody to stay in the house when Northern was on fire.
That would have been very nice, right? Instead of having crazies out there blocking traffic. Like, well, I don't want to say crazies because I would be one of those like, ooh, fire picture. Tell me to stay inside my damn house.
Yeah, no, that's what I wanted to, I don't know. I just, we paying for all this stuff and we ain't getting no use of it. So,
no, we are paying for it, and it only at times happens to benefit a certain politician with certain news at certain times. Mayor, come out and what is it? Participate in Mayor Neely's Easter egg hunt. It says emergency notification. This is an emergency, motherfucker. But hey, Second Ward didn't get noticed when Pump 5 was overflowing.
They could have used that and say, hey, don't come to the bus station today. Somebody got...
Instead, it had to be Wentist reading it off at 9 a.m. real quick because she got, I believe, a notification from someone else. There was no actual...
Yeah.
I'm going to get pissed. We have all these things to communicate, and yet we don't use them to communicate especially important shit.
The news don't be newsing.
Exactly. Like, remember breaking news back in the day? They'd break onto even Cartoon Network with news and say, hey, this is happening. I remember trying to watch Cartoon Network on 9/11.
It's town hall meeting, Miss Chilton. I know we have a school.
Are you doing anything? Oh, are you doing one? Are you making a town hall? I think.
Oh,
possibly.
Are you doing anything town hall meeting? I will. I know that's one thing I plan on. That's one thing that's going to happen. I plan on doing a town hall meeting in each ward.
Dude,
that's what I plan to do.
You do my ward, either 5th/6th. Ballinger Park.
Yeah, of course.
They removed the bleachers from there, but dude, I mean
they still got the
rotunda?
Not the rotunda, the little house thing. I mean, the little building, not the
rotunda.
Yeah,
Yeah. What type of handgun do I have as an EDC? Right now, I'm carrying a Taurus Millennium G2. I just changed the barrel on it, and I just changed the spring in it.
I was carrying my Glock 19C every day until the police wanted to take it. I'll get that back soon. But now I'm carrying my Smith & Wesson M&P 40.
Oh, 40. Short and weak.
Yeah, I mean, I like how it sounds. So, you know, it don't matter. I'm shooting across the street. If you get away that far, I'm gonna just let you go.
Dude, oh, speaking of
tear
that,
ass up if you in the house.
Gun owners and shit. I just saw a video. It must be about a week old. Guy in North Carolina thought because he had a CPL that he's a cop. He went to go stop a carjacking.
Mhm.
Carjacker, okay, backs up, goes and steals that guy's truck. The guy tries to put 4 rounds in him, misses every last one. His truck backs up, comes flying up the road, hits him, kills him. He is going like 60. Just because you carry a firearm does not mean you're a cop. It is there to protect you, not enforce laws. Just saying.
Yeah, I got a Gen 5 19C.
Oh, compact?
Yeah, the one that.
Yeah, it is nice.
The one with the big air holes in the top.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So you want to say anything before you?
No, because I know Wintus is going to yell at me, and I know my father-in-law is probably going to go, "Why'd you pull your gun?" Because I was asked.
Oh, okay.
I like my firearms. I like showing off. It's a hobby of mine. Shit, catch me at the range. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna do a target practice thing. We're gonna see who shoots better.
So yeah, I don't really have anything. I'll have my act blue up soon if you guys want to donate.
Vote Clack.
Vote Clack. Vote us. That's what I want to start. You know what?
Vote us.
Vote us.
There we go. Look, you guys even got him a campaign slogan already.
Vote us. Like that's because I mean this wholeheartedly. If I win, we're going to Lansing. Literally, we are going to Lansing. I want to have an office here in Flint. I want but literally, if I win, everybody, we going to Lansing. Everybody's welcome at my office. Ain't gonna be none of that. We ain't answering the phone calls and we ain't returning phone calls. Ain't none of that shit. So,
hey, and make sure that you don't have a staffer fakely write that you've got a degree. You don't. Oh wait,
no. Let me just change that up too, because I want everybody. Technically, I do not have a degree.
There we go.
But I've completed all of the required classes, and my financial aid was dropped in my final semester of college, and my balance was $22,000. So it over that, and then I had to start having kids. So over those 20 years or so, I've been paying that balance down to now it's under, it's $2,800. So once I pay that balance off, and then I'll have to reapply for graduation. But I still got my robe and everything, so you can't really say that I'm lying. So I can produce transcripts.
There you go.
So I can do all of that. So just so everybody, just to straighten out everything,
Clack has college, just not a degree.
I've got
he's not
90 some odd credits when there's only 120 required. So I've got more than enough.
Shit, dude.
Yeah. So but I've switched my major a few times and transferred it. Are you doing a PP dance again?
Yeah. It's 2 hours, man. We've been up here too. We basically had an afternoon bump.
So yeah. So I just wanted to get that straight. I've got more than enough credits to have a degree. It's just financial reasons, and then I start having kids and stuff like that. So anybody got any questions, I can produce my transcripts. I ain't got no reason to lie. But yeah. All right. Vote Clack. That's all I got to say.
Vote us.
Peace.